Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to cook something that India has been trying to cook since the days of Kapil Dev lifting the 1983 World Cup, when Maruti 800 was the pride of Indian roads, though borrowed from Suzuki, and Michael Jackson's Thriller was the hottest thing on the planet. Yes, the same era when India also borrowed the design of their so-called indigenous Tejas jet from the French Dassault Breguet Mirage project. Now let's bring our samosa mold, perfectly shaped like Tejas itself. First ingredient, potato. This is the heart of every samosa, and in our Tejas recipe, this represents the GE engine imported straight from America. But wait, India once tried to make its own potato engine called Kaveri. Unfortunately, just like a rotten potato, it was thrown out of the kitchen. Next, red chili powder. This is the Israeli EL/M radar, gives the spice, but of course imported. Then, green chilies. These represent the Python 5 missiles from Israel. Hot, sharp, but again not local. Now, a pinch of salt, garam masala and dry coriander. That's the Alisra electronic warfare suite. Adds flavor, but once again, brought from outside. Look closely at these green peas. They are the Martin Baker ejection seats from the UK, because no matter how hot your samosa gets, you need a way to jump out safely. And of course, sprinkle of Anar Dana. This represents the Elbit helmet-mounted display system. Gives tangy touch, but imported too. Finally, the flour from local Indian market, the only truly made in India part, holding all these foreign ingredients together. Now the real cooking begins. First, oil the mold. Otherwise, like Indian bureaucracy, everything will get stuck before even starting. Place the central body in the mold, then add the wings. But remember, like the LCA Tejas project, this step alone will take decades of meetings, clearances, and expert committees before the mold shuts. Spread the outer crispy layer, but don't worry if it cracks. Cracks in planning and execution are the real hallmark of indigenous projects. Fill it with potato stuffing, representing the GE engine from the USA, because like Tejas, more than half the ingredients are imported anyway. Now press the mold tight, then lock it. Just like India locks every deal, but always at double the cost and double the delay. For the wings and tail, use a separate mold, but expect endless paperwork before they even enter the oven. Now place both molds into the heated oven to harden. Wait patiently, like the Air Force, waiting since 1983. But remember, after all this baking, the samosa may still come out undercooked, just like Tejas test flights of the 1990s. Open the main body mold, trim the extra skin. This is called weight reduction, which took DRDO decades to figure out. Take out the wings too, but be careful, they might fall off mid-air like in early prototypes. Next, heat the oil and fry the wings till they get some color. If your first attempt fails, congratulations, you've built the LCA Mark I. Try again with extra spice, call it Mark 1A, and proudly declare it combat ready, even if no one actually wants to eat it. Finally, assemble all the parts under the big banner of Made in India. Admire your samosa aircraft proudly, even though half its spices came from abroad. And now for the ultimate destiny. Dip this fragile samosa in green chutney from the western border. Because no matter how many years and billions it took, that's where this Tejas samosa is always headed.